Hello, my name is Anniken and welcome to Confessions of a Yarn Addict. This is episode 37. So I'm settling back into life at home again now. I've been home from Spain for 3 weeks, I think, and getting back into work and getting ready for the autumn. So in this episode, I'll show you what's on my needles. I got an item that's nearly finished and I got another item that's a little bit stalled. So I'll show you what's on my needles. I will also talk about my trip to Yarn Lane TV last week. I've got a little bit of a vlog from my trip. This Sunday, 28th of August, I am taking part in the virtual Yorkshire Yarn Fest. So Yorkshire Yarn Fest this weekend is a virtual show and an in-person show. It takes place in Yorkshire. It's only a one-day show, so for me, because I live in Cornwall, it's a long way to travel. I can't get there for the actual in-person show, but they are doing like a hybrid show, so there are virtual vendors and there are in-person vendors. So I'm taking part in the virtual show, and that means that I will go live on the Yorkshire Yarn Fest Instagram account on Saturday evening at 18:20. So 20 minutes past 6 in the evening, I will be live for just 15 minutes on the Yorkshire Yarn Fest Instagram account. So I do hope you'll catch me then. I'll put the links below to that as well. So coming up in September's going to be quite a busy month, and I will put all the dates and links below. But in the middle of September, I kick off my autumn teaching schedule, which I'm really excited about because I haven't taught much in the last year. I did three workshops, I think, October last year. And then I did one in May at the Knitting Hotel, and that's it for the last year. Autumn is normally the busiest time of year. I just hope there aren't any new COVID restrictions this autumn. There aren't any more lockdowns so that these workshops can go ahead. But I've got two coming up in the middle of September. The first one is a spinny yarn, and it is my Aventuras pattern. So spinny yarn is a yarn shop in Bobby Tracy in Devon. Okay, so this is the Aventuras socks. It comes in, you can choose between toe up or top down. So I show you how to do both of those, and then I show you how to do two different afterthought heels, and also how to make an afterthought heel give you the perfect fit. If you go high instep, so this bit here, a very deep foot, it can be difficult to get afterthought heels to fit properly, and that was always my problem till I learned this trick for how to do them. So you'll get my Aventuras pattern for free in the workshop, you'll get my online course for free in the workshop, then you'll get me for the day teaching you how to knit these socks. So that's a spinny yarn in Bobby Tracy in Devon. Also in Devon, in Exeter, I'm teaching wool on the X. A couple of days later, I'm teaching a workshop called How to Knit a Sweater That Fits. and this sweater does not fit me because it is a size 10 and I'm not a size 10. But have you ever knitted a sweater and then been unhappy about the fit? So in this workshop, or maybe you're new to knitting sweaters, you haven't done any sweaters yet because you're worried about them not fitting. So a lot of time and effort goes into knitting a sweater, and also it can be expensive. So you want to make sure it fits the way you want it to fit. So in this workshop, we're going to talk about all the things that you need to know to knit a sweater that fits. So how to alter the sweater, how to swatch properly, different shaping techniques, short rows, different things to make the sweater fit, and how to alter the sweater to fit you. And I'm going to teach you all my little design tricks as well. So that's at on the X in Exeter in the middle of September. So I'll put the dates and the links and everything below. And then at the end of September, I think it's the last weekend in September, but again, I'll put the link below, it's time for YarnAddict. So I'm actually teaching YarnAddict as well. I'm teaching easy lace knitting. It's I think it's 2.5 hour workshop, but I can't remember. But it's a half-day workshop on the Sunday. And I will teach you everything you need to know about getting started with lace knitting. So if you're completely new to lace knitting, or whether you've done some lace knitting, we will build on that. So I'll show you how to read charts, how to knit from charts, how to knit different lace stitches, how to do shaping within a lace pattern, different shapes, shawl shapes. That's at YarnAddict in Yorkshire, Skipton in North Yorkshire, at the end of September. And I'll be there for the whole weekend, obviously, of YarnAddict. I'm having a stall this year. It'll be my first show in 2 years. So my last show was 2 years ago. So I'm quite excited about that. So I was at Yarn Lane TV last week. I did film a little bit from the trip, I'd hoped to film a little bit backstage at Yarn Lane, but last time I was there, all their office staff hadn't been moved to a different site. But now, because COVID regulations have lifted, they're all back in the office. So the previous 2 times I've been there on my own in the office waiting to go on. But this time all the staff were there. So I walked in and there was a room full of people, which I wasn't expecting. So I didn't really get a chance to film anything while I was waiting to go on. I will put a link below to where you can watch the video. You can still buy the kits that we were talking about. We were doing the Spay Bay shawl, which, oh, hang on, I've got the shawls here. I haven't put them away yet. So we got this, I was talking about the Spay Bay shawl, knitted in Sauber ball cotton, and then the Fistral shawl knitted in Sauber flower. Those were the 2 shawls. They were selling kits for those in a choice of 2 or 3 colors, I think. They come with, the shawls come with beads. They're beaded, so the beads are included in the kit as well. In the program, I was talking about different how to do different lace stitches, how to add beads to your knitting, and then I also did a little bit at the end about how to block and how to use blocking wires and blocking mats. So if you fancy watching that, you can still watch it on their website. I'll put the link to that below. And here is the little vlog I filmed. Well, most of it I think is when I was traveling up to Yarn Lane. Previous 2 times I've been, because the first time was Easter weekend, the second time was a weekend. Simon came with me and did most of the driving. This time I went on my own, and it is 3.5 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours drive from here without any stops. I can't drive for that long without stopping because I got problems in my neck. So about an hour to an hour and a half really is my limit. So I stopped 3 times. Twice for like an hour each, so it took me like 6 hours to get there, but that was fine. I quite enjoyed my journey up, as you'll see from this vlog. So I got to my hotel room. It took me 6 hours to get here, but I did stop for 2 hours. So 1 hour at one services and 1 hour at another services. So I'm just settled in, unpacked my clothes for tomorrow and hung them up. Put toiletries up in the bathroom, sorted out everything. And I'm just getting my knitting out, working on this shawl at the moment. I wanted to bring my stranded colourwork cowl, which I worked on a lot in the last couple of days. But I decided to bring this shawl since I haven't worked on that a lot lately. I'm watching the telly. I've got my diffuser going over there with some spearmint, wild orange and eucalyptus. And settled on the bed. Got a salad and some snacks to have later. Got my clothes hanging off for tomorrow. Can't decide whether to go for a black t-shirt or a pink t-shirt. And I'm just going to sit on the bed and relax and watch telly, watch a bit of Netflix, do a bit of knitting, and have an early night. So I brought my shawl to work on, and I thought that when I packed it yesterday, I had put the spare yarn, the rest of the yarn, in the bag, but I haven't. So all I got left is that. Probably got about, I don't know, a few rows left I can knit, and then I should have had about 5 more little 15 gram or whatever balls. And I was convinced I'd put it in my project bag, and I haven't. So I won't be knitting very much on this tonight. I do have a pair of socks, which the second sock is nearly half done, and then I've got yarn for another pair of socks. So I do have plenty of knitting to do, but I'm really annoyed I forgot the rest of the yarn for this because I wanted to make some progress. Just going through what I got to take into the studio with me and make sure I've got everything. So the light is really bad in this room. So I'm taking this bag in because it's small. Put my black t-shirt in there in case I need it. Then I've got this little pouch which has got all the stuff I need to take into the studio with me. So we got a couple of swatches in progress. We got a small swatch of each of the 2 shawls that I'm demonstrating. So I just knitted a very small swatch just so I can show the shape and everything, because the big shawls will be on dress forms. Got an in progress thing of the other shawl I'm demonstrating. Got some spare needles. I've got a spare ball of yarn. I didn't have any more of either of those 2 yarns, which is one shawl is knitted in what's it called, cyberball cotton, and one is knitted in cyber flower. I didn't want to really start a whole new ball, but I didn't have any like leftover bits apart from those 2 little balls. But I am planning to design a shawl in this color of cyberball cotton soon, so I brought this one to use for like the casting on bit, showing how to get started with one of the shawls. So I'm taking that. I need to take the label off before I go into the studio. Needles, I think I said that. I'm going to demonstrate how to add beads to your knitting. So I've got some beads. I think I got like 3 colours with me, which is way more than I need. Got my crochet hook in here. I may also, depending on how we do for time, that's my crochet hook. I may also demonstrate how to do it using dental floss. And if I'm going to use dental floss, which I don't actually do very often, I prefer this super floss stuff because one end is stiff, so it makes it easier to put it through the beads. So that's got the 2 shawls. We are looking at Fistral and Spay Bay. So I got those samples. I had a bit of a panic on Monday. I got Fistral out of, I knew Fistral was out because it was actually hanging up in my office. I knew where Fistral was, and I decided it needed to be blocked. So I blocked that on Monday, and then I looked for, I blocked Fistral on Sunday. Then I looked for Spay Bay, and I was hoping I wouldn't have to block Spay Bay, and I couldn't find it. And I was going through everything in my office. I got boxes of samples in my, well, I got 1 box in my office. I got 2 or 3 boxes in the bedroom. Then I got probably 4 or 5 boxes in the cupboard, and I didn't think it was in the bedroom, so I went through everything twice before I found it. And I was starting to panic a little bit on Monday morning. So I'm going to put all this bit in here and take that in, and then those will go on dress forms in the studio. And then I got my notes, which I was going to read through them this morning, but I think I'll just go through them in the studio. I've basically got each of the 2 patterns printed out. Then I got notes on all the things I want to cover during the hour. Exactly what I cover depends on how much time I get, because obviously their main goal is to sell the kits, because that's obviously how they make their money to do these shows. So they got to sell the kits. So what I demonstrate is techniques that will encourage people to buy the kits. So the main thing is adding beads, and then the other stuff will be extra. So I'm going to pop that in there. Got a bottle of water to take me to the studio. I've already drunk 2 half-litre bottles this morning. So I'm going to take that into the studio with me. That's about it. Oh, I'm taking my knittings over there. I need to put that away as well. Taking the knitting with me, because there is a lot of waiting around. I've got to be there an hour before. So if you're watching this before the end of August 2021, just in case you're watching this in the future, if you're watching this before the end of August 2021, it is my birthday this week. So to celebrate, I have a special offer. I always do a special offer for my birthday. So this, till the end of August, you can get 15% off any orders from the YarnAddict online shop, which is yarnaddict.co.uk, and you can also get 15% off my online courses. So I'll put the links all up below. I have online courses in successful lace knitting, continental knitting, Scandinavian stranded colourwork and steeking, finishing techniques, and my oven tuner sock course. I think that's it. So you can get 15% off all the courses and any yarn orders or book orders in my online shop. My books are back in stock, Easy Lace Knits and Beaded Lace Knitting. They're back in stock now. And the code you need is birthday21. So I'll put the links and all the details below, including the discount code. I've also got 40% off of all my patterns until the end of August. And I can't remember the code to that, so I'll put that up on the screen, and I'll also put the details below. So all my patterns in my Ravelry pattern shop and my Payhip pattern shop are 40% off until the end of August. So I got a new yarn purchase. I don't really like showing yarn in these bags because they're really crinkly. But I also don't want to take it out because the skeins are not attached. So they're just loose in this bag. They are from Orchidean Luxury Yarns, Pure Merino 4-ply, and the colourway is Pretty in Pink. And it is obviously a pink gradient set. Now most gradient sets or mini skein sets tend to come in like 20 gram skeins, so you get like 100 grams in total. Well, this is 5 obviously skeins. Each skein is 50 grams which is 200 meters, so you get 250 grams and 1,000 meter in total. So that's quite a lot. It's enough to do quite a big shawl or poncho or anything else really. You'd probably only need, like, depending on the size, a couple of these to do a sweater maybe. Maybe one. So it's enough to do quite a lot. So I'm planning to knit a shawl, I think, possibly a poncho. I haven't quite decided yet. First, when I ordered it, my plan was to kind of mix it with some grey. But I think because there's so much, I probably won't. So I'll probably do a poncho or a shawl. Now, apologies if there's any noise. My window cleaner has just turned up and he's doing my window at the moment. He can't see in. He's got like a long pole. So it's a little bit of noise. So apologies if you heard that. So the project I've been working on most for the last week is this one. So it's going to be a cow. So the cow starts at the bottom with stripes, and then it goes into colour work, and then you finish at the top with stripes. But what you do is you tuck the stripes in like that, so that's the right side, and then it's basically lined, so you got stripes in the middle. So what I did was I knitted like half the length in stripes, and then I do the color work, and then I do the other half in stripes, so the stripes kind of meet in the middle, and then I'm going to sew them together in the middle. So I knitted the stripes. I am trying to do what they call joggler stripes. I wasn't very happy with the joggler stripes at the bottom here because I got this kind of diagonal line. Can you see that? So I may actually rip this out and redo it. I haven't quite decided yet. I've already ripped this back probably about 50 rounds over the weekend to make this section, the colourwork section, a bit shorter. So doing the joggler stripes, I thought they were going better, but looking at it here, can you see, you can still see that kind of diagonal line a little bit. I don't know whether it's just because the fabric is fairly thin. So yeah, I'm not quite sure whether me and joggler stripes go together. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, I'm about just over halfway through the stripe section here. So I don't know whether to redo that or not. What I'm worried about is, because I'm hoping to launch this in time for YarnAddict at the end of September. And what worries me is that people might pick it up and turn it inside out and then see my joggler stripes and think, what on earth has she been doing here? So I don't know. I'm going to carry on with the joggler stripes on this side, but I might redo that bit. I haven't quite decided yet. I want to finish it soon because I do need to get started, hopefully today, but definitely by Thursday. I'm taking tomorrow off because it's my birthday. So I need to get started on Thursday at the latest on a new design for a magazine. I'm not going to show you the yarn. No, I'm not going to. The yarn is down by my feet, which is what I'm looking at. I'm not going to show you the yarn because I don't know whether I'm allowed to. But I need to get started on that because it is a fairly short deadline, so I need to get going with that. I've got the swatch here. I can show you a little corner of the swatch for that design. So I'm going to work on the pattern after I've finished filming this. But I really want to finish this fairly soon because I want to get the pattern ready for YarnAddict. So I'm hoping we're going to my in-laws tonight, so I might take this with me and try and see if I can finish the stripes on this side and then make a decision by whether I rip these out or not. So I knitted these stripes in Spain and then I started the colour work, but the stripes seemed to take me absolutely forever. It was just so slow. But these stripes have taken me like an evening, so an afternoon and an evening, so yeah, not too much. So I'm making progress on that and I can't wait to wear it in the winter. So this project I haven't actually worked on since I came back from my yarn lane trip. I forgot to bring the yarn with me. What worries me a little bit is that I just pulled the yarn out to film this, and that's the only one I can find, but that is not the one that I was working from. So what I did, let me just, there we go. So that's what it looks like. The full ring is Sauber Palin. That's what the full ring looks like. And I used those two from two rings. And then I used, I think it was that one and that one. I can't remember. Can't really tell from this one. So yeah, so for this section here. And I don't know what's happened to the rest of the ring that I was working on for this, because it's not in my yarn basket in the lounge where I thought it was. I thought I'd taken it with me on the trip. I thought I'd packed it, And when I got to my hotel room and realised I hadn't packed it, I was really annoyed because that was my main project. I had out all evening to knit and that was my main project. And then I came home and I didn't really work on it because I've been working on this cow. And then I picked it up this morning so I could film this, and I realised that I can't find the other ring. So now I'm a little bit worried. So I need to see if I can find the other ring. I might try and hunt it out today. This was another one I hope to finish for YarnAddict. But because I got this deadline project I need to work on, I don't think it's going to happen. So this will probably be one that'll be released in October. So yeah. It's kind of a little bit on hold at the moment until I finish the cow and until while I work on this deadline project. So the new issue of the Knitter arrived a few days ago. So this is issue 167. Gosh, I can't believe it's 167. I remember when the Knitter launched. So I've just been looking through it. It came a few days ago, but I've not time to sit down and read it properly yet. But I've just been looking through it this morning. One thing that struck me is this ad on the back. Isn't that yarn pretty? That's sheepies. Everything will look back to front on the screen because I'm filming in like selfie mode, but it's a really nice issue. I will show you my shawl in a minute. One thing I noticed as I was looking through it is they do a masterclass every month, and this month the masterclass is on Magic Loop. Magic Loop masterclass by Rosie Woodland. But they got in the back, they've got like a list of all the masterclasses they've done in the past, and which technique, the author, and which issue was in. So if you got a lot of the Knitter magazines, or if you got all of them, and you still got them, you can look up specific techniques. So I had a quick look through this. I've only done one masterclass for the Knitter. In issue 117, I did a masterclass on shawl design together with a shawl for them. But it's really interesting that they got, I've never noticed that before. I'm sure they've had it for a long time, but I've never noticed it before. But let me show you some of the highlights from this magazine. Caroline Bourne from Gorgeous Yarns, who's based in Cornwall and who's lovely. She's done an article on confident colour. And one of the pictures that the knitter have chosen to use to illustrate it is one of my designs. This shawl will be self-published by me this autumn. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I haven't had time to read this yet. I might sit down this afternoon and read it. Caroline is lovely. She runs the Handad Yarn Company in Cornwall, which is where I am. It's an article about Shetland Wool Adventures. A top by Lisa Richardson I really like. One top that I absolutely love is this one. Isn't that pretty? Just love that. That is so pretty. That is by Jacinta Bowie. And then the cover design is by Nicola Diggins. I think that's right. And there's also an article about her, and it's like a special pull-out supplement with her pattern with an article on the back. And they've got like a book review thing on Scandinavian sweaters. So that looks like a really nice book. Pretty Scandinavian. I think they're specifically Norwegian sweaters, because the author is Norwegian. Oh, there we go. Here's my pattern. So, a little sneak peek of the edging. I actually have the shawl in my lap, so I will show you the shawl in a minute. So I'm going to try and show you this without showing you the whole pattern. There's a picture, and let's just show you the main picture. So this is the Morwenna shawl. Morwenna is a Cornish name. So yeah, I will see if there's anything else I want to show you in here quickly, and then we'll have a look at this shawl. Oh, and there's another really nice short sleeve colour work yoke, all over colour work, by a sweater by Mary Henderson. So the Morwenna shawl, which I actually have here, I just received a big box of samples from the knitter that came back a few days ago, and the Morwenna shawl was in it. So this is a really wide triangle. It's knitted from the top down, so it starts up here with just a few stitches and then you increase, but it's also got short rows. So these wedges with the stripes are short row wedges, and then there is some lace short row wedges over here, very simple lace pattern, and he creates this really shallow wide triangle. And if I fold it, let me just do this quickly. So if I fold it, that's the middle. If I fold it, you can see here that the side with the stripes is much longer than the other side. Works really nice if you want to wear it as a scarf. I do remember knitting this shawl. It's last autumn I think I knitted it. So you can, okay, so this is just quickly thrown around my neck, wear it as a scarf. Yarn is so soft. The yarn is, let's see what it is again. The yarn is Lana Grossa Lace Setter, which is classed as a lace weight. I would say it's a little bit more like a 4-ply. It has 250 meters per 50 gram ball, so it's a lot of sock yarns and 4-ply yarns of that kind of thickness, or that has the meterage. It's 70% alpaca and 30% silk. So the yarn is gorgeous. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. It's always a real shame when that happens with magazines, but it does happen sometimes. Because of the lead time for having stuff in magazines, it takes a long time from when they commission it, and then it's designed and sample knitted and then published. It takes months. So it's been discontinued. So their yarn suggestions, alternative yarn suggestions, are Isagestrikk Alpaca 2, which I think was the yarn I bought in Norway last year. And if it is, it's gorgeous. It's 50% alpaca, 50% merino wool, and it has the same meterage, 250 meters per 50 gram skein. Malabriga Silk Packer. Malabriga Silk Packer, I haven't heard of that before. Which is 70% baby alpaca, 30% silk. So they're exactly the same composition as this yarn, but it's a bit thinner. It has 384 meters per 50 grams. It's quite a bit thinner. I would also say that, I'm just checking if I still got the label here. UK Alpaca do some yarn, and their 4-ply yarns, what they class as 4-ply, has 250 meters per 50 gram. So if you want a UK company, UK Alpaca is quite good. I'll put their link below. So yeah, really like this shawl. It feels so soft, and I really like this size. I really like this shape. I like the fact that I can wrap it around my neck quite nicely. Oh, hang on, apologies. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do consider subscribing if you haven't already, and if you want to be notified when I post my next video, do click the notifications bell, and then you'll get notified every time I upload a video. I'm going to start trying to upload every Friday, mixing it up between tutorials and Confessions of a Yarn Addict episodes. And I might also, because I'm teaching, hopefully I'm teaching a lot this autumn, I might also try and film some vlogs from the workshops as well, if I remember. So I got loads of tutorials planned. I'm going to film the first couple of tutorials this week. So the first one will be up next week. So I do hope that you enjoyed this. So do make sure you subscribe and click the notifications bell. Or come and check it out every Friday. Also consider subscribing to my newsletter. I send out a weekly newsletter with news about what I'm doing, what's coming up, any special offers, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put the links to all that below as well. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely weekend.